Hello, welcome to box 15. I can't believe we're on 15. That's amazing. So this box is, I say this every time, but I love this one. So it's a project from Amy from Choose Before Bedtime. I've followed her for a long time and just love her stitching. She just chooses to stitch such cool things. I think what first caught my eye was like a poodle dog that she'd stitched, and it was just beautiful. So everything that she does is like really thoughtful. It's kind of more delicate than we've ever gone, but we're going to talk through that and it's going to be fine. But yeah, I love the pink and the black, and just the unusual things that Amy chooses to stitch. I just love them. So that's our project for this month, and there's no new stitches as such. So we're using split back stitch and back stitch, but what is new is the kind of level of detail that we're going into. So you'll need a good light for this one. You definitely will need to do this with a good light. And yeah, we're using one strand of thread. Sorry about the wobbly camera work. I left my stand at home. Yeah, one strand of thread, and oh my goodness, there's something else exciting in your box. Is that backwards? This kit is going to be part of something that we do here at Cotton Clara, but as Hoop Club subscribers, you are the first to get this. And I designed it myself. Even if I say so myself, this is a really cute kit. Help each other grow. I love it. So you could use your own colour thread. You get black in the kit, but my finger coming in there. You could use your own colour thread to personalise it, but I will take you through that. It's a super simple one. You don't really need any help with that one. But yeah, I'm going to show you how we stitch Amy's project. So this is our project. I'm really sorry about the state of my nails. Please don't look at them. This is the fabric that you get. I'm going to show you how to put it in the hoop, but this is the kind of level of detail we're going to. So yeah, it's one strand throughout the whole project, so we'll get used to doing that. I'm going to show you to start with how we get the fabric in the hoop. So you unscrew your hoop. Best to do this on a table or some kind of surface. So you put your smaller hoop on the table, you lay your fabric over, and you're trying to get the design right in the center. This one does go right to the edges, so just shift it around until you've got all of the design inside the hoop. I think that's about right. And then put your bigger hoop on the top. You can always re-center it once you finish stitching if you're not happy with how central it is. But then we're doing a process of tightening the screw and then pulling the fabric so it's tight. Tighten the screw, because you don't want to pull it too much or too severely so that the pattern warps or gets distorted. So it is just like little tugs around the edge, and then another tighten, and then little tugs until you've got it as tight as a drum. So that's getting there. So little tugs and then tighten. So we're using one strand of thread. So each strand of thread of embroidery thread is made up of 6 strands. So you want to split off one strand. I'm so sorry about the state of my nails. This is what they look like when they're not painted. Horrendous. So I'm pulling off one strand of thread. And this allows us to get all of this lovely detail in. If you do it with any thicker, you're not going to be able to get the detail. So that's why we're doing one strand, and then we're going to thread our needle. So we're going to start, I've threaded my needle. We're going to start on the lady's collar. I've already started on here. So some of the pattern definition, because it is so small, it's quite hard to see on the fabric, which is why we've included the actual original design for you if you want to kind of cross-reference the original design. but you're basically trying to keep your stitches as kind of little as possible. I say that on this one we're just doing kind of the stitches that are the length of the collar, in the middle, and just following the pattern. You're just trying to keep it as delicate as possible and follow the lines of the printed design. So after I've done this bit, I'm gonna I'll go along and do the line that kind of outlines the collar as well. Now these dots are for French knots, but you don't have to. You can just do, I'll show you, if you hate French knots with a passion, you can just do like a little stitch like that, and that's fine too. But I'm going to show you how to do a French knot. I am actually using my embroidery stand as a phone holder. I normally do French knots with an embroidery stand because you kind of need your free hand. But let's do it. Let's zoom in a little bit. So you've pulled your thread through, you're going to hold the last kind of 5 centimeters tight, then I'm going to place my needle on top of the thread. This is quite important. Then you wrap it round. I'm going to go around 3 times, and then you hold the thread tight again, and then you go down where you came up and pull through, and there's your French knot. So the more times you go round, the bigger the French knot will be. 3 is maybe a bit big. Maybe let's try 2. So pull your thread through, hold the last 5 centimeters tight, put your needle on the thread, then wrap it round. So I've gone round twice, then hold that tight as you put it back down through the fabric. I haven't held that tight, so there we go. That's a little bit smaller because we did that one with 2. So it's up to you. I actually quite like the big ones. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do 3. So hold it tight, needle on the top, 1, 2, 3, keep holding it tight, back down, keep holding it tight. This is why an embroidery stand that's holding your hoop comes in useful. And there's the next one. So that's the French knot. I'm going to show you another part of the project. So what we want to be doing, this is a bit of stitching housekeeping, is as you stitch each kind of bit of the design, obviously this is the back, you need to be tying off your thread and then starting a new thread to go on to the next bit. So don't be tempted to like drag your thread over to the next one. It'll make you stitch, I don't know, it'll just kind of pucker the fabric in the front, and you'll be able to see this, probably this black line. It just doesn't look good. So tie off each individual section. I need to tidy up a little bit here, but yeah, do that. So there are 2 types of kind of work to do on this project. The one is just outlining the design and kind of following the lines as best as you can, and the other is filling in kind of these blocks of colour. So even though we're using 1 strand of thread, you can still split that thread. So we're going to use split back stitch on these colour block areas. So I'm doing like a 2mm stitch, and then I'm getting all tangled here, and then I'm going to go back as if I'm doing a back stitch. I'm going to come up in front of that stitch, and then I'm going to go back down and split it. So you're just going right back down through the middle of that stitch. Oh, terrible camera work, I'm sorry. So do that again, and split that stitch. So this is how we're going to fill this area. I mean, you might think this is going to take you absolutely ages to do, and this project is going to take you a while. But like, that's the beauty of it, isn't it? Sometimes they finish too soon, these projects. They're just, you want them to keep going. This one is going to keep you going through November and December. I imagine some of you will still send me finished pictures of it in the next couple of days, because there are some of you that are super speedy. So I'm going to outline it, and then I'm just going to go back and fill it. My lines like that, kind of horizontal lines. You can't really see it because of the black, but that's what I've done in the bit above. So you're just kind of going back and forth, filling it with that split back stitch so that you can't see any of the fabric. Now I'm just going to show you this. This is one of my favourite bits, the skein of thread. I love it. So again, you might struggle to see the actual detailed line from the print. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult to see, so you're going to need good light, but also you might need to just go for it and refer to the original drawing in the magazine. But we're just trying to follow the line as well as we can, and we're doing little back stitches. Amy, I don't know if you've looked at her Instagram, she must spend, well, she does, she spends hours and hours stitching the most intricate embroideries. They're just beautiful. This is a real lesson in patience, this one, which is something I've been thinking about the last few days, last few weeks, about patience and not rushing things and not just wanting everything now. I get very frustrated because I have these ideas and plans and dreams, and when they don't happen instantly, like most things don't, I get frustrated. So I'm trying to practice more patience. So we're just doing little back stitches and filling the lines out. So as you can see, I haven't actually finished the sample. The sample, yeah, it's been a bit nuts. It's always a bit nuts, but this one really does take a lot of time. So I'm going to be spending the next few evenings sat in front of the TV stitching this one. So when you've finished your hoop, if you've not done one of these before, so when you finished your hoop, if you have not done a hoop before, then what we're going to do is trim the excess fabric from around our hoop, 2 to 3 centimetres. You don't want to go too close in, otherwise you won't have enough to tuck in. So trim that all round. Once you've done that, you get your wadding and you use the backing disc to cut the right size circle. This is going to go in the back of our hoop. So cut your wadding to the size of the backing disc. Place the wadding in the back, and then you fold over the fabric, and then push your cardboard backing disc in, and it should just be tight enough. You might have to bend it a little bit, and that goes in and gives you, when you've actually finished it, a lovely kind of quilted finish on your hoop. And then once you've finished that, or you could do this first, we have this new little kit. So you could use your own thread. You get black in the kit, but this is a really simple, this is just back stitch. You just follow the lines of the pattern and do exactly the same thing with the backing disc, but this is our newest little kit. I hope you enjoy this project.
message me if you have any questions, or get in touch on Instagram or Facebook, or send us an email, hoopclub@cottonclara. Yeah, I hope you enjoy it, and we'll be revealing the next month's project very soon.